Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about right now is what people are seeing and experiencing in everyday life when it comes to being of the prepared mind. And I get sent pictures and videos, emails and links. And if there's anything that you want to send me for a video, my email is in the description box below. So this first email comes in from a community member and she said, I hope you are well. Well, thank you. I'm doing girl. I'm doing all right. Getting on with life. She said, I wanted to let you know that I was thinking of you and wanted to give you an update. My husband is active duty, but we met in the military. I was medical for a lot of years until I had my child. Well, they are returning me to active duty. No. So please keep on the lookout for this. I'm in my late 30s, so I better get in shape fast, go Air Force. Laugh out loud. As always, thank you for what you do. God bless. Stay safe. No, sweetie, you stay safe. You stay safe. Because, there's been a lot of talk about, them doing what they're doing with like the draft, the 18 to 26 for men and women and stuff like that. And now you're telling me, because yes, I know how old you are. Okay. You're in your early 30s. Okay. And they're reinstating you to go back into the Air Force. Well, shit. You know what I mean? So what does that mean for the rest of us that are we're in our 30s, our late 30s. What about our early 40s? You know what I mean? That type of thing. So what is the cutoff? What's the cutoff? Okay. So should we all prepare regardless of our physical stature, our disabilities, things like that, regardless of our backgrounds, like regardless of, what we do for a living, regardless if we're married with children, because remember, well, not a lot of us are going to remember. Let me just say that because, a lot of us we were not alive during like Vietnam era and stuff like that. When they first instated the draft and stuff like that, they had this, what do you want to call it? Where they said, okay, well, we're going to take single men first. Okay. And then we'll take married men first. And then we'll take married with children. Okay. Like that type of thing. Is that going to be the same rules that they're going to follow? Okay. Like with my son. Okay. He's 26. He is now married. He's got 3 children. Okay. His wife just had their baby girl. Okay. Evie Rose. So what's going to be the next step for him? Yes, Marine Corps. He was an engineer for the Marine Corps and stuff like that, but medical discharge. So what do they do with that? Okay. I believe that my nephew Gavin would be safe because he has a brain injury, even though he's 26 years old. Will they take a look and say, well, your scans look fine? You know what I mean? Will they get that desperate? Just a question. Okay. So everybody just keep this in the back of your head. Right on. And thank you so much for writing into me. And I just hope you and your husband stay safe as always. Always reach out to me. I always have you guys in my prayers. I love you guys a lot. And, I think of you guys as my family. We're military. We'll always be family. Regardless if you're in the Air Force and we're a Marine Corps family. Hoorah. So this next email comes in from a community member, and she said, it has been discovered that I have a massive 5-centimeter my right lung. I don't know how big that is. Well, 5 centimeter, regardless of how small that may seem. Okay. Think about, ladies, okay, think about when we're in labor, okay, and our cervix starts to dilate, okay. 5 centimeter is like that. Okay. Because 10 centimeters is like that. Think of an orange. Okay. Well, think of a 5 centimeters as like a small line. Okay. Now, I don't want to scare you. Okay. But I'm actually going by the chart that was in the hospital delivery room when I was in there with my daughter. Okay. And I had actually said to my daughter, wow, that looks like a small line, the 5 centimeter. And she said, Mom, you're right. It looks like a small line, even though the circle was colored in yellow. Anyway, she said, I don't know how big that is, but I'm waiting on them to get it where they can get a biopsy. Sweetie, you always be in my prayers, okay? You're a good friend of mine, and I adore you, okay? She said, I need one thing from you in the community. I need a lot of prayers. Please get this out to everyone. I don't understand why I'm getting this. I've also been sick enough that I've got bruises under my chin and around my ears. Oh, honey. Okay. Did you fall? Did you fall? I'm in. Okay. Well, you're always in my prayers, and I think of you often. Okay. All right. So here's an email from a community member, and she put a link in the description. I mean, in the email, and that'll be in the description box below. Okay. Um, she said, "How you feeling?" Eh, you know, it is. It's going. I'm here. I woke up this morning. It's a good day. She said, I've been saying a lot of prayers for you. Well, thank you. She said, how's your new grandbaby doing? She is perfect in every way. She's a part of me. I'm just I'm kidding. She said she's so beautiful. Well, thank you. She looks just like my son. She really does. She's got red hair. She's got blue eyes. Yeah. My daughter-in-law, she's doing good. You know what she's worried about? I can't wear any of my clothes yet. I said, Jess, she's worried about getting back into her clothes. I said, you had a baby a week ago. Knock it off. Such a blessing and wonderful light into your life. A grandbaby is. All children are the greatest gifts God gives us. Oh, absolutely. She said, I can never understand this world not seeing the real truth of the most valuable resources that we have. Our children are more valuable than gold or money. I can't agree more. Yeah. Yet we live in a world where people will trade their babies in for oh, listen. Yeah, I've heard the stories, and I can't fathom. I can't. I see my children and my grandchildren as my oxygen, you know. And if I can't see them and speak to them at least every other day, I am not me, you know. She said, I can't understand it. I'm a mom and I would give up my life for my child. Oh, same. Same here. I'd risk my life to save another person's child. Absolutely. Absolutely. She said, I know I'm definitely not alone in that feeling. I think it's our weakness and strength to protect them. It's why it's often used against us. To me, using children to advertise one agenda is pretty disgusting. Absolutely. We have seen the propaganda with the Palestine and Israel war. That is not the first time Palestine used children to advertise Israel as evil, and it won't be the last time. Yeah. Yeah. You know, this is, it's really hard. It's really hard to discuss this because, good friend of mine, well, we became really good friends. Okay, she's a community member. We became really good friends, and we exchanged phone numbers and stuff like that. She always gives stuff for community intel and stuff like that, and she always sends in all of her canning pictures and stuff. And at the end of all of her emails, she always says, like, pray for Israel, pray for Jerusalem, and stuff like that. And, I had actually got like bashed, why do you always say pray for Israel? It's this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm probably going to lose subscribers over this, but you know what? That's okay, because now, I know who you really truly are in your true colors. Okay. Let me just say that. We have, as Christians, okay, or Catholics, whatever you are, Baptist, Protestant, Lutheran, whatever, Christians in general, even Jewish, it is ingrained in us through the teachings of the Bible that Israel is to be protected at any cost. And yeah, okay, I get it. Not a lot of people like or agree with Netanyahu. Whatever. Not a lot of people agree with who we have in charge here either. Can we change it? We could sure as hell try. Right on. But it's the people of Israel that we have to protect. Okay? It's the land that we have to protect. Okay? Why? Because that's where God said, Jesus Christ walked those streets, man. Okay? And that's the holy land. Okay? You wear a cross around your neck. Okay? It's plain and simple as that. I'm not going to get into it anymore. But that's why. Okay? Palestine, it's not even Palestine. It's the wretched idiocy scumlords that came out of Palestine, Hamas, that is causing this. Okay? Then you have the Taliban. Then you have ISIS. Then you have this. Then you have that. You have all of these groups that think that they're bigger and better than each other. And they fight and they this and they that. And they, I mean, you know, there's just so much shit that goes into this. It's not just Israel and Palestine and this one and that. No, it's so much deeper than that. It really, truly is. You want to know the truth, you put your nose in that Bible and you read it. Because this has been written all those years ago. It really has. Okay? But I'm not gonna get into that. I'm really not. So she says, extreme Islamic children were raised to sacrifice their lives to kill the enemy instead of being taught to do more with their lives. Yes, I know. I've seen it. I've seen the videos. But it also goes for the same for, oh, hell. For the other Islamic State countries where ISIS and Taliban and all that, they all teach their kids that way. And you know what? If those same children were raised in another environment, by other people, those same children would not grow up that way. But that is how they are raised. I'm sure that if you were not raised in the home that you were raised in, and you were raised over there with those crazies, you would be acting the same way, acting a fool, you know? She said, heartbreaking and always will be. What is new for me, and I guess older Americans would have to tell me if this is new in America. No, it's not. We've been seeing and watching this forever. Really have. Since when is political campaign and propaganda okay to use victim crime photos, videos to scare us and to be used to get votes? Since forever. Since forever. Yeah. I mean, that's just the way that it is. Okay. Have you ever noticed, okay, and I haven't always followed politics. I really haven't. Have you ever noticed that with every new president that gets in, they always happen to take out a bad guy? You know? Always. Strange, isn't it? It's like Trump took out al-Baghdadi, Obama took out bin Laden, Bush took out Hussein. Did Biden take out anybody? I don't think he did, but I'll go on. So, I mean, it seems like every president that gets into office, they always take out at least one big bad guy from a terrorist organization. Yeah, think about it. She said, I have been trying to stay away from as much propaganda as I can, just seeking the truth. Yeah, but you always get sucked in. And I have found myself getting sucked in as well. If you haven't noticed, I've changed my whole way of doing things on my channel. I had to, because I felt like I was actually getting tired. I was getting tired and I didn't want to do it anymore. And my husband said to me, baby, you got to change your shite. You've got to. You've got to change it up. And I did. And I think it's working. I think it sounds better. I think it looks better. And I think it feels better. I don't know. What do you think? She said, unfortunately, it's just swarming. I had to take breaks because I see a story and a pattern being put together in my face. What I don't understand is how people are falling for it and not asking themselves questions. I had a neighbor force me to watch a propaganda video from X, or formerly Twitter. They struggle understanding why I do not love Trump. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Why do you have to like somebody? You don't. Okay? You don't. I know a lot of people who they voted for Biden, okay, and including family members, and they said, "Holy shit, was that the biggest mistake I ever made?" And I said, "So who are you going to vote for this time?" I said, "You're going to vote for Trump?" "No, I'm voting for Kennedy." Okay, cool. I'm not one to get into the political spectrum or arena with friends or family. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. I mean, I'm sorry, just not happening, and I know a lot of people who voted for Trump the first time. They said, not done it. And I said, well, who are you voting for? I'm voting for Kennedy. Hey, that's cool, because a lot of them think that, and this is like people like my mom's age and stuff like that, because they were alive back when JFK was in, Kennedy, it'll be like the same. I said, well, you don't know that, you know what I mean? But you can't persuade somebody who was alive back then when JFK was up, and then they see, Bobby Kennedy's son coming in. They said, oh, but this is not the same Democratic office or Democrats that were back then either. But he's not Democrat. He's independent now, from what I understand. So, but either way, who cares who you like, who you don't like? That's you. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't like this one or that one or whoever. It don't matter. That's your choice. And I'm not going to look down at you just because you don't like this one or you like this one instead. Who cares? It doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? Just like we'd had early voting here in Florida. So yeah, me and my husband and my son and my daughter, we all went early voting. And a lot of people say, well, who'd you vote for? Nope. Not doing it. Well, why not? Why? So if I say, oh, make America great again, there's still a lot of people, even though we're a red state, there's still a lot of bashers around here. Okay? So I'm not doing it. But if I would have said, oh, I voted for Biden, you'd be like, MAGA. You know what I mean? So you just don't. You just don't. But if I would have said, well, I voted for Kennedy, they would have been like, well, why? Who is he? You don't know who Kennedy? You know what I mean? So you just don't. Just be like, I voted, that's it, done. So I don't share. You know what I mean? She said, this propaganda video is a big sign of why I personally have no sides that I choose. I am for people at the bottom who work their butts off in life. Hey, I agree with you. You know, treat the janitor the same way that you treat the CEO. You know what I'm saying? She said, the real men and women, I know the truth about politics. None of them are for us. Of course not. Of course not. They're all the way up here, man. We're the peons, the worthless eaters. Remember that. I don't care what they say all the way up there. I don't care what they say. They all look at us the same way. She said they never will be. The government of the world have 6.5 billion people just trying to wipe off the planet. How do you think they were going to do it when the virus didn't? Whether people like it or not, Trump is a part of that plan. I've heard about that. I can't confirm it. I can't deny it. So I'm not going to touch it. Right on. I don't have cold hard facts in front of my face. So because I don't have cold hard facts in front of my face, you know what I mean? I'm not going to put out fake news because I don't have cold hard facts in front of my face. Okay. All of them are. And it's a fact people don't want to face, but he had mentally abusive campaign commercials before. They all do that. They all do that. That's nothing new. Shit, I remember ads from when I was a kid about, of all the presidents doing that. It was stupid. Remember Trump's commercial that had a shot victim and no 911 operators to hear your call? No. But then again, I don't have TV. I have Hulu. You know what I mean? She said, I reported that commercial because it was everywhere. It was causing mental damage to my child. He couldn't sleep or eat, so I took action to have her removed because it was not real political commercial. It was not saying why we should vote for him or what he would do for us. Okay, I get it. Okay, I understand why. Okay. So not even why we shouldn't vote for Biden. It was designed to scare us and harm the mind. I talked to everyone in the Republican Party. Even the people polling for him had issues with that commercial and couldn't understand the choice. They even called with me to the FTC to report the commercial. Next day, they took it down. I found thousands of people who saw and felt the same. I spent years in therapy and my child trying to let him know he was okay. I work very hard protecting my child from those videos. I still do. Today, I'm seeing even worse campaign propaganda videos than before. What I don't understand is why more people are not angry about this one. It's Epstein Island videos and pictures for a Trump president campaign. What? He also shows a fake hymn saving children, and you see a picture of Jesus holding out his hand. Wow. This footage is extremely disturbing and it angers me. It's being used for political propaganda instead of having this out in the open, and a global hanging should be done. Oh, okay. My opinion is the death penalty for those who hurt children. I agree. What kind of person uses that footage to further his career? Has anyone asked that question? No, because this is the first I'm hearing of it. I have also seen Putin and the president of China making similar videos. Hi, Stormy. It's disturbing and disgusting. Now, that's why the president of China wants Taiwan to get rid of all the pedos, and Putin's real reason for destroying Ukraine. All three of them who are documented in visiting that island are doing it to save the children. Now, I personally don't care who votes for who. My opinion, knowing facts. It's not going to matter because none of us are in control. Exactly. 100%. Exactly. They pick who. I know they do. They're like the what do you want to call it? The saying is they're selected, not elected, not us. The one thing we do have control is our own actions, the beliefs we support. My belief is this is wrong and I don't support this. When it comes to politics, let's get the facts straight, not scare tactics. I agree. I I'm surprised more people don't see these videos for what they really are, especially using Jesus. Come on, people. Since when was it okay to compare yourself to Jesus in a political campaign? It's never okay, because no one will ever be him. I am truly just, Stormy, stop it, destroyed by what they are all doing to children and adults globally. I pray and cry for so long for all of this to stop, yet it breaks my heart seeing people be proud of this man, watching this video and others like it, maybe telling people you are going to get rid of them instead of using that kind of footage would have been a better option. Stormy, stop it. My neighbor disturbs me, as this was good to watch, that this video proved their point. It only showed how brainwashed they were. If he was really for the people and had actual powers for good, we wouldn't be seeing this during an election year. We wouldn't be seeing that for an election video. We would be seeing it live and during a trial. People need to go back and learn history. This was happening before the rise of Hitler, exact path. Look back further into history past Hitler's time. You will see a pattern. This is not the first time children or gays were used to enrage people into overthrowing their government and go into war. Sure, if we learn from history, they will change the key players. Yes, they would. The parasites controlling the world have many puppets. Stormy, stop it. They can use for any party, but they spent a fortune backing Trump. He has already been selected because of the reaction he's getting from people. It's why they have a fake 46 in office now. For the big finality of the show, we all just won't like it because it's coming in the middle or end of 2025. Nothing can prepare us for it. Only thing we can do is stand up and fight for what it is. Stormy, stop it. We need to learn to stop giving attention to those who don't deserve it. We give way too much power to the top. How did they deserve it? Are they really doing anything you can't do or learn? Other questions we all need to ask is, how do we stop this from happening to future children? If you are thinking like they are, we should chip them. Chip the kids? Why the hell would we do that? Start thinking again. I cannot get these images out of my head. I'm hoping this is AI, but unfortunately I don't believe it is. I'm also not going to examine it closely to see if it is. I just want to warn people to rethink and question hard what you are seeing. If it damages you in any way, stop going to those sites. Rumble, BitChute, X are heavily swarming with propaganda and scare tactics. YouTube and TikTok are too, but not as bad with the content they expose people to. The link may have to be in your newsletter. It's so bad. Okay, I'll put it in the newsletter. I'll put it in July's newsletter. Just wanting everyone to know how much I love you all and vent. Hugs and kisses. Hug and kiss someone you love. Don't let your kids and grandkids out of your sight. Never do. Never ever do. All right, I will put that link in July's newsletter. Okay, thank you. Okay, and now for a commercial break from my meme guy. He said, I just watched your video where you mentioned that our soldiers will be eating fake meats. I'm sure you will be okay with the reason. Oh, dear Lord, John. So here is an email from a community member. And she said, I hope you're doing well. You know. She said, I may be wrong about this, but the info you read earlier sounded like the info the Sarah folks are putting out daily on the fearmonger channels, promising people that when all is said and done, we will get free money, blah, blah, blah. I've heard so much about Sarah, and I don't ever think it's gonna, I don't know. She said, I'm not by any means with my head buried in the sand, but those folks take one grain of info and add all kinds of mess to it. Pretty sure someone else will tell you this before you get this, but wanted to give you a heads up just in case. Thank you, sweetie. I haven't talked about Sarah in years. It's been about 3 years since I talked about Nasara's era. Yeah. Wow. I'll have to do videos on that again. So here's an email from a community member. She said, yeah, a YouTuber I follow has suggested a voting strategy for those people who live in states that allow ballot harvesting by non-related persons. The economic ninja brought the plan to my attention. He encourages everyone to early vote by absentee ballot, but to assign your local RNC office to deliver your vote. Vault your vote with the RNC so the votes can be collected early and counted by the RNC. Can help stop discounting or losing votes. If you aren't a Republican, this seems like it would work for any affiliation. Texas only allows family members or caregivers to collect ballots, so it won't work here. This link gives a list of the states that allows different types of ballot collection. All right, thank you. I will leave that link in the description box below, and then I will also put that in July's newsletter, okay? Okay, so here is an email from a community member along with some pictures, and she said, it's that time of year again. I started picking my blueberries. I gave some of the first pickings away to someone and finally decided it was time to get to work picking and preserving my blueberries. So I picked these 2 buckets to force me to get to work. I extracted the juice, which I can to make jelly at a later time. Then I used the berry mash in steamer with a few quarts of juice to make jam. So nothing went to waste. I made 44 half pints of blueberry jam, and I have 7 quarts of juice to make jelly. Problem now is I have to go picking again. Blueberry bushes are loaded this year, just like it was 2 years ago. Keep prepping. They're beautiful. Thank you. So here's an email from a community member with some really awesome pictures. She said, good afternoon, my dear. I was blessed with a ton of potatoes, so I washed them and raw, dry pack, can them. Pressure can 40 minutes per your altitude. I allowed them to sit 3 times in cold water to dry out the starch. The places on a clean towel, then placed on a clean towel and dried them. Stuffed in jars, add quarter teaspoon of salt for quarts or whatever you're seasoning. You may also add a dab of butter too. Much love to you. Going to Ohio on Saturday at 4 a.m. As always, pray for Jerusalem. Awesome. So awesome. So inspiring. Here's an email from a community member, and it's very short. She said, red alert. Russia fires missiles near Norway. U.S. nuclear forces on high alert. Oh, dear God, no. B-52 nuclear bombers looping over Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Gulf of Mexico. Oh, shoot. Commercial break. And before I go, um, there's a recall. Okay, all canned coffee products manufactured by a company called Snap Chill being recalled because they could contain botulism. The company initiated a voluntary recall on June 17th after discovering its current process could lead to the growth and production of botulism. Um, the recall applies to all products with their expiration date, and a full list was released by the FDA. The items are sold under a range of roaster and brand names in various metal can sizes, ranging from 7 to 12 ounces. The products can be identified by checking whether they have the produced and distributed by Snap Chill LLC written under the nutrition facts panel or Snap Chill Coffee on the label. All right. Now, because when I went on the FDA's website, couldn't really find like what brand Snap Chill handles. So I went on Snap Chill's website. They handle something called Broad Street Coffee, Build a Box, Carrier Roasting, let's see, for Fazenda Coffee, Funky Chicken, Galactic Standard, George Howell, and Good Vibes. Never heard of any of them. So we probably don't have any in your pantries either. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Okay, I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fear less. Ciao.